tell us your
Okay,
name.
so my name is Ikoya Atiso. I'm from Anambra
Okay.
State. This will be my first time joining you live. Like, I stumbled upon your post on Facebook, and I love it, and following up from your birthday and all of that. I said, oh, let me follow up this person. I actually love what you put out there, so I'm honored to be here. But thank you for granting me this time.
Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you for the follow, and thank you for being here for yourself. So let's talk about
Yes.
what you need most in life right now. What do you need right now?
Okay. I was doing I've been running a business center, like a cafe, for some time now,
Okay.
and then one thing leading to the other, I had a problem and the business had to go down. It's been up to, that was 2022,
Okay.
and since then I've been really fighting to get my food back, because it's not really been easy for me, but it's more difficult for me to actually come online. When they say, people, what do you need and all of that, it's very difficult for me to come up online and say, oh, because a lot of people that know me, some people that, like, I'll be looking at what will people say, am I now coming online to beg for money and all of that. So it hindered me from actually explaining what I was passing through, even though I know it's really hard for me. So, but aside of all of that, I am an undergraduate for now, but I'm actually literate with the computer thing and other small businesses, other small skills I could develop. But with the way the country is, you can't even tell which of the business you'd venture into now that you are sure you're going to get profit or you're going to make something out of it. So far, my head has been filled with what am I going to do. So I've looked at the business part of it. I've checked out some small businesses. Like, I do skincare production myself. I learned the skill earlier some years. Then I was doing other cosmetology stuffs. I did a little bit of the baking stuff. Like, I just have basic knowledge on these things. And when I had the time, I didn't venture more because I was too busy into my business center stuff. So right now, the business I've talked about doing, I've tried to talk to one or two persons who could actually support financially. I have one, because currently I'm in FCT Abuja, and I looked at buying grains from here and transporting them down to the east for the market to make sales, right? So I've been trying to investigate, although it's a business I've not done before, but finding out from people who have done it is something encouraging. But I wouldn't be specific with the amounts right now because I don't have figures. But I just believe that if I have some reasonable amount of money, I can start and then see what the profits come. All I know is that wherever I get money from, that I run the business, whatever I get, I'm still okay with sharing 50-50 with anywhere my finance or my money is coming from, whether a loan or whatsoever. As long as I'll do that business and turn up, I'll share 50-50. But so far, I've not gotten the support or anybody that will say, okay, I will support you in this business, or even someone who has a better business idea I can do. Then that one on the business side. Then on the skill aspect, I am a graphic designer and printer. That was the job I was doing before. So right now, because not having a physical office is making it more difficult for me to actually do, although I've been trying to do some of the things.
Do you still
I've been
have
getting
your
some
equipment
little.
for that?
While the business crashed, I sold off some. Even at this point, I'm trying to sell my last machine because I don't have a place to put them, and it can't be in store for that long. From advice I got from engineers, you can't stock machine for that. The last one I have now is a DI machine I'm about to sell to see if I could raise capital to start up something else.
Okay.
So that's
when you say
the level where
you are trying to sell, have you advertised it here on Facebook on your wall to sell it?
on Facebook I talked to an engineer, somebody who, in fact, the person I bought it from, I talked to the person, and he's supposed to go check the machine out if it's still in good condition and then help me sell. I think I only did the advert on my WhatsApp contact. I got some people pricing, when they see that you're selling in distress, you're just selling
Yeah,
off.
but don't
They just want to
underestimate the
price
power of
something.
Facebook as well. So you live in Abuja. Abuja is very popular. A lot of people in Abuja.
Yeah, the machine is not in Abuja. That's the
Okay.
problem I'm having. If
Okay.
I have
Okay.
buyers in Abuja, because where the office was before now was in Anambra, so the machine is around
Okay.
Onitsha
Okay.
axis.
Well, just
So I have to
put it
bring it
there.
up.
Don't underestimate the power of Facebook. That's the lesson. Take a
Yeah.
picture. If you have a picture of it, put the price you want so that people don't disturb you. If they're not going to pay that price or anywhere near that price. But I would advise you to do that. But first of all, I want to start by applauding you for picking up the courage to show up here for yourself, right?
Thank
Because what you said in the beginning, a couple of things that you said kind of touched me. The first part touched me because I'm also here on social media. I'm an engineer myself. I'm an engineer. I have, serious jobs in addition to my work here on social media. I've lost a lot of friends just by being on social media the way I am, right? A lot of people see you on here and they take you as somebody who is not serious or somebody who is just, I don't know, showing off. Or people have all sorts of mindset about people on social media. But I'm here because I believe God wants me to be here. And I'm okay with, quite honestly, losing everybody because if I'm doing God's work, if I'm doing the work I was created to do, then you can either, adjust or you can, take the door. But either way, I thank God nobody has paid I tell people, if you don't pay my rent, you don't pay for where I live, you can say whatever you want to say. But it's not, I'm not going to take it seriously. That's just me. But anyway, I applaud you for that. The second thing that you said that touched me was having skills in a lot of different things. It really resonated with me because I can tell you right now, in a way, it can hold you back. Okay? If you look around our world today, people like you and I that are hardworking enough and, are versatile enough to have knowledge in multiple things, we are not winning financially as much as we could be. There are a lot of people who only know one thing and one thing alone, and they've used that one thing to become billionaires, right? Meanwhile, we're still trying to figure out of all the things we know, which one we should lean on. So it is both a blessing and a curse to be worried about many things, to be focused on many things, to have knowledge in many things. And when I think about myself, I do this almost every single time to try to push myself to focus on one thing and one thing only. And it's still very hard for me. But how old are you, if you don't mind sharing?
you.
How
Said
old are you, if you don't mind sharing?
I'm
Okay,
29, ma.
29
I will
years
be
old.
30.
So I
Yes.
will give you this advice like I'm talking to my younger self. If I was talking to my 29-year-old self right now, the first thing that I will tell my 29-year-old self is that you can do everything you want to do, but you cannot succeed in everything at the same time. For you to succeed, in fact, a formula that I know right now is a very good success formula is to try your best. Write down everything you can do, everything you want to do, and to narrow it down. Because right now, what you need the most is money. You need more capital money to fund any business you need to do, right? So your biggest goal right now is to make money. So list everything you know how to do that can make you money. And then for you to prioritize this, you need to score them. So if those things are maybe like, I'll just say 10, right? But maybe 5, right? You say
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you have 3 columns in front of that list. Column 1 is which one do I really, really like to do? Which one do I really, really like to do? So, if number 2 is the one you really like to do, score it 5 points. I'm working now with a list of 5. Okay? Because what I do now is to rank and score to see which one emerges the number 1 and which one you should completely focus on for now. Until you make that money, you have succeeded. That one is now a well-oiled machine. You are ready for business number 2. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that is my assignment to you. Write down everything, whatever number of all the things you know how to do, you can do for money. Write them down. Score them according to 1, which one you like to do. Number 2, which one people ask you to do. So you've said now you are a printer, you used to have a shop, right? Maybe people are still calling you.
Yes.
I need t-shirts, can you print for me? I'm having an occasion. So which one are people willing to pay you to do? Now score it accordingly. Are you understanding the assignments?
Yes.
So if you have 5 and people, let's say the 5th one is printing, people have been calling you for that, you score printing. On that column, you score printing 5, right? If you like to bake, you have scored baking 5 because you like it, but nobody has ever asked you to bake anything for them. Then you score baking last on that one. So you only give baking 1 point for what people want you to do. Now, the 3rd one is, what do society want? Which one is the biggest need of society, right? So for example, this grain business that you're talking about, buying grain from the north and shipping to the south. Let me tell you something. I am actually here because one of the things I want to do this year is to partner with small businesses to grow myself as an entrepreneur while growing other people and their businesses, right? And for me, my focus is mostly with already established business, right? But I am focusing on food, the things that are interesting to me. So food businesses, fashion businesses, travel businesses, lifestyle businesses, right? And one thing I love about food business is that you can still fail in food business, but it's easier to succeed because people must eat. As long as you stay on it, it's easier to succeed on food business because people must eat. Now, even before you do this assignment I just gave you, which is to narrow it down, when I talk to you again, in fact, I want you to try to get my attention to tell me, here is my list, here is my score. Let me make sure you understood that assignment, because I want to advise you as I will advise my 29-year-old self. Please start now to focus on one thing. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. I'm still mildly successful, but I promise you, if when I was 29 years old, I had focused on one thing and one thing only, I know where I would be right now. And it's way ahead of where I am. So please don't make the same mistake I made. When you get that one thing, run with it fully. But before you even begin to run, in fact, before you focus on this assignment, I want to talk to you honestly, and maybe you might not be bold enough to share it here on Facebook or live, but you need to know exactly why your first business failed. Okay? Because I can tell you right now that printing business, I've not done it before, so I can't say how easy it is to succeed, right? But it's a very viable business. If you have a printing business that was doing well, or a computer, was it printing or cyber cafe? Because I wasn't sure. You talk about printing, talk about also cyber cafe. Was it printing or cyber cafe? What did you have?
Yeah. It's just a business center. Do general things, everything that has to do with design and printing.
Okay. All right. So if you had a business like that and it failed, are you okay with sharing with us why you believe that business failed?
The business actually didn't fail because of the business. The business had no issue on its own. It was actually a personal problem, and then it had to be that the business had to shut down so that I can leave that environment. It was not actually was not actually, the business was doing well. In fact, as of the time I had issue was the peak of that
Oh
business. It
Lord.
was doing so well and I was doing it. But then I had a personal issue from home, from family, that affected that business. So I had to shut down because the problem had to do with me, and then I was the one running the business. So the business was actually affected and I had to leave the said environment. So I had to shut down.
Okay, so you've
So it's
touched
not
on a few things.
like the business,
You've touched on a few reasons why
the
that business
business,
failed. The business failed because number
yes,
one, you didn't have a succession plan. Okay? So no matter how small your business is, even if you're running a small business today, let that be the lesson you take into your next business. Even if that business is so small that you cannot pay anybody to work for you, start attracting people you can train for free. Because if you had somebody that you were training for free, somebody who didn't have a job, so they just spent their time in your shop learning, maybe you could have told them, hold this business. Because instead of getting zero, maybe you could have been getting, even if it's enough to keep your rent going, even if it's enough to keep your business going, maybe you could have still been able to run the business through that person. Also, start thinking about succession planning from the perspective of, if you, as a business person, right, always think about being able to organize your business in a way that you can sell that business. Because that time you were walking away, maybe if you had reached out to the person that sold those machines to you, or other people that are in that same business, you might, even if it was, not the most money, but maybe you could have walked away selling that business for a good amount of money you would have been left in the bank now to use and restart another business today. Does that make sense? Or even lease it out to somebody. You can lease your business out and say, okay, every month you run everything, take all the money you make, every month just give me this amount. So that at this time, there's still a business there for you to go back to after you deal with your personal issues. Okay? So think about all these different ways to make sure that, your business survives you, because we all want, as we are building, let us build something that will, live beyond us. Even if we die today, let it keep going. Right? And I've actually learned something from this conversation today that will apply to my own business, because this issue that you just raised is a very real one. Sometimes businesses are doing very well, people shut it down for their personal issues, and that's a very big lost opportunity for everybody. Even your customers suffer, and then they are losing trust in you because they hoped in you, and now you just let them down, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thank you so much, ma. I wish to stay in contact from now on and reach out to you, even if it is not on Facebook. Like, if there is a medium I could even reach out to you privately, I would appreciate that, while I'm running on the assignments you have been so far. I appreciate all your advice and encouragement. It really boosts my morale, because for some time now, I've been going through serious stages of life, even at my young age. Not even something I want to talk about here online, but God has been faithful that we are alive. I'm still alive, and I'll keep living to meet people that will help me look at life from another perspective, and then look at things from another angle. So I appreciate this live session. Like, this is my first time ever joining a live session on Facebook and talking about anything that has to do with me, because it's really difficult to come online and talk. I am always somebody people around me look up to advise them, but nobody actually knows what me myself I am going through.
I can completely relate to that. I think that's why I connected with you a lot. I can completely relate to that. And by God's grace, this year I will be available on here live a lot. I want you to come back when you have narrowed down that. Like, this is a good opportunity to even advertise your business. You know, when you have narrowed down that list, you're ready to start that business, you've done your homework, you know exactly how much you need to do the business, you know how much you have, you know what's the gap, right?
Like narrowing down you talked about, maybe before I go off, so that maybe, because the printing business actually, I've done it. Is a business that is profitable, and is the kind of job that, you know, people look up to you, and it's a job that people who are like, wow, when they see you do it. So I've done it. It's a very nice business, but the reason why I am not pushing further to restart again, because I know it takes a lot of money. Like, it takes a very huge amount of money, and it's not something I can come out and be telling somebody I don't have anything at hand now and I want to do it. Although I'm not doubting God that is not possible, but you know, there are some things you don't know how to tell people.
Do that
Anybody
homework
that
honestly. Do that homework honestly, because if you do that homework honestly and you find out that the printing business have the most score, believe in yourself enough to pursue it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do that homework honestly, you know, because if the printing business gets a high score in what you like to do, what people, you know, want to pay you for, and what society needs the most right now, if it ends up scoring super high, you know, then go for it. Go for it, because you already have some equipment you haven't sold already. Pay for the money and send it to Abuja. You know, come back here. Let's talk about what the money you actually need, right? Because, like you said, you don't doubt God. Anything is possible. And if that's the business you need to start, and then when you rank, right? You rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for example. Even if the business that have the highest score, that's what you should go for now. But you've tried and the money no completes. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can still focus on business number 2 with all the resources you have currently right now. And then when you build number 2, my own thing is not that, I'm not telling you to give up on any of your dreams and ambitions. No, that's not it. Because me, I know, and one of the reasons why I push different businesses myself is because I know, for me to get the kind of money I want to get in this world, I want to be a billionaire if I live long enough. For me to be a billionaire, most times one business will not do it, right? So,
no,
exactly.
no.
So I'm not telling you to give up that business. I'm just telling you that for you to be really successful, you must focus on one thing first. When you now make a lot of money there, you now train people who can hold it and keep making money. Then you move to the next thing, right? And then the next thing. So please just do that homework very well, and I have no doubt that you will land in a very good place. And as for your request to share a way we can converse privately, I do personal one-on-one coaching. I have the flyers out there if you want to book a session. But unfortunately, if I tell you that even just my birthday was January 15th, even I just celebrated, I still haven't responded to all my WhatsApp messages on my birthday. So I try my best to find the time, find the energy to come on live here. But unfortunately, because of our time limitations, there's so much to how much I can stretch myself. So the 2 avenues that I have right now is for those live sessions. Just continue to come back. Let's keep pushing, your process forward. And then if you want to book a time for us to just sit down and talk about, your own personal situation privately, then just book a coaching session so that my assistant, in fact, if I tell you, I even have coaching session, I'm still owing people, but at least with that, I have an assistant who will make sure that time is locked in for you. Okay?
All right. Thank you so much, Ma. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome, and all the best, my darling. All the best.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
bye.
you. Good night.
Really hope that she seems like a very hardworking girl. She reminds me so much of myself. I'm somebody who people come to a lot when they have issues, but I always feel like I don't have anybody to go to when I have issues. So I have done some work myself. As you guys know, I'm nothing if not intentional. I had to surround myself with people I can go to for different aspects of my life when I have issues, and that has really helped my mental health. That has helped me. I'm used to be super clinically depressed. In fact, I was so depressed, I got prescription to be in the mental health hospital just to take some time off, right? But I have used a lot of therapists in the past, but right now I really have been able to have a very wonderful emotional and mental health because I have been intentional to really tackle the issues that keep me unhappy, the issues that make me depressed. I tackle them head on. And when I know them, I don't mess with them. For example, I know I love food. I know certain foods make me happy. Then someone is telling me, oh, you have to diet. You want to lose 20 pounds, then you can't eat. You can only eat once a day. Why will I want to diet and get depressed when I know that depression is not good? No, let me eat. So now fast, I not kill anybody. And instead of the extreme measures of denying myself the food that makes me happy, I take other measures like portion control, like exercise, and just find other ways to be healthy. There are many ways to live a good life. Don't let anybody tell you there's only one formula.